You're tuned into Taiwan Grooves. Let's explore the local music scene. Hello everyone! Today we welcome back Lili Greenberg, singer, songwriter, and dancer whose art radiates joy, intimacy, and genuine connection. Last time we talked about Lili's upbringing in New York City, her discovery of music and dance, and her journey through Taipei's community-like music scene. We're going to pick it up right where we left off, with Lili sharing more about her life on the road as a touring artist in a musical. So sit back, relax, and give a warm welcome one more time to Lili Greenberg.
I'm glad you shared that because it kind of gives a whole different perspective and picture coming to Taiwan, being here. Why are you here? What are you doing? So now, how have you been? Like, you're in Taiwan, you have the time to kind of relax. You do spend more time writing songs.
Yeah.
You published an EP 2 years ago.
2 years ago, yeah.
You teach some singing theater. You're taking a step back. You're doing everything you wanted. Now, just the whole general performing with people, teaching them, like, how are they as passionate as New York City about everything?
I think there's this competitive nature in New York that is really harmful, and it's because there isn't enough space.
Right.
Not
if
only
you want to be on those 1 year tours,
you have to work yourself to death, and if you don't, you're looked at as if you're not working hard enough and you don't want it bad enough.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's like, I want my cake and to eat it too. I want to work hard and also be peaceful and blissful. And I'm still finding that balance. Like, I'm spread very thin here. I work a lot and I'm always busy. And I love parts of it, don't get me wrong. But how are you supposed to find inspiration for music unless you have that time to be by yourself or think or go to nature? Or you can't write music from nothing, and when you do, it becomes very fabricated. And so here, I think, with the slower pace of life, with the music scene being not as saturated and not as many people, there's more space to be you and still have opportunities. And I think what I have here is very different compared to a lot of the artists here that are all fantastic, but I just come from such a different perspective, a different upbringing and background. And I feel like it can be appreciated in a way that in New York, you have to fight tooth and nail to be in front of anyone that can appreciate your art. And I think that part of New York kind of made me like reclude into myself. Like, I wasn't putting myself out there because it felt so high pressure and I felt like everyone was going to judge me and I didn't feel good enough and all this stuff. And you still face that anywhere you go. It doesn't just like I get on the plane and it stays at the terminal, you know, but there is more space here for me to try and figure that out. And I really appreciate that. And also here, like, I'm able to be in rooms with people that are so out of my league. And what I mean by that is, in New York, there's so many talented artists that talent isn't enough. You have to have put in that work for years and have some sort of establishmentness, be established. Oh, I don't know. Words are hard.
It's your language.
Yeah, I'm bad at my language. Be established enough to be in rooms with people that are also of that status. Versus here, I have something special in terms of my voice and my perspective. So I'm in rooms with people that are really established and have really figured it out and are so talented and are working so hard. And they still think that I have something to bring to the table, which is so amazing. And it's not that I couldn't have that in New York too. It's that I don't think I had that, and maybe still don't have that confidence to put myself out there in the same way. Like, I was telling you this before we started, but I went to a jam here and there were people next to me and I didn't know anyone in the city. And I was like, do you guys want to be my friends? And those were two world-class musicians that have been nominated for the Taiwanese version of Grammys and have traveled all around the world giving lectures and playing violin. And I didn't know that. So I had the courage to just be like, do you want to write a song together? Like,
That's
do you want to be my friend?
It's the rightest attitude.
It's the only right attitude, but it's so easy to feel paralyzed when you know how much people have accomplished and how amazing they are. And because I was ignorant as hell, like, I had no clue, so I was able to put myself out there in a way that just allows you to fly versus like crawl, you know? And that's all thanks to Taiwan. That's all thanks to this culture. People are so kind and open, and I've heard very different perspectives about the music industry here, to be honest, but that's been my experience of it. I think maybe it has something to do with like my ability, and that's okay too, but people are so nice and open and willing to work with me and want to work with me and open to my ideas, and yeah, I just feel really grateful. And I get like full Chinese immersion all the time, and my Chinese is hopefully improving every day a little bit. I do have some background in Chinese, so I didn't come in with nothing, and I took classes for a long time, but I didn't study, so.
That's why you're here. Not just to improve yourself, find yourself, to study Chinese.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I didn't do my homework. It was bad, but
that's very good to hear. That's a very fresh perspective of Taiwanese music scene.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of...
Because it's easier to just go like, it's great and all that, but this could be better, and this, and people are doing this.
Yeah.
Like for example, the one I hear the most recurring is probably like all the venues. Sometimes I heard like there's not enough venues to perform it. Whereas that's relative, right? Because you basically have a jam session every night.
Every night.
Right.
The fact that there's one jam every night is beautiful, not something that is a caveat. I don't think I used that right.
Compared to... Again.
Like, in New York, 10 jams every night, all different styles, whatever. You don't see many random people going to those jams anyways, by the way. Maybe occasionally, but you have to work to get your audience in New York.
There you go. That's what I was going to say. You can perform 7 days a week if you wanted to.
Yeah, and you still would only attract your friends and family, for real. Like, I do shows in New York, and I text every single person I know, and wonderful, beautiful people come together of my friends and family. It's not like you have to hit that next level of stature and fame to reach a random person. And also, like, it doesn't feel so community. Like, I honestly haven't explored the jam scene that much in New York because I lived there up until I was 18, so I haven't had that much opportunity. But there's something so beautiful about the fact that every musician in this town knows each other. And so you go to these jams not only to get your songs listened to, like that's not where you're going to gain new fans. You go to connect with people. You go to hang out with your friends and play something and it go really bad, and who cares? Like, it takes the pressure off in a way of, yes, every performance is a reflection of yourself, but at the same time, if it crashes and burns, how many people do you not know in the audience? You know what I mean? Like, even at Smexy, our crowds are not that big. I sing at a place called Smexy, and I hope that those crowds get bigger. And some days my performances go really bad. That sucks. And there was like 5 people there. It's okay. You know? Even the biggest stage in the world, you always have a chance to try again. Yeah, I don't know. I think people always feel like the grass is greener. And I think coming from the grass that people assume is the greenest grass all over the world, you see what about this like small lawn makes it better than a forest, you know? And I can appreciate those things about it greatly. And I haven't even been to every jam here, not even one. Like most jams I haven't been to. So there's still so much to explore.
That's wonderful. You have the very fresh and
Talk to me
lovely
in 10
attitude.
years.
Yeah. No, that's exactly why. Because I talked to some foreigners perhaps, and they've been living here for 20 plus years, and they said there's just not enough locals going to like live venues. It's always the same faces, but you take it and spin it around and be like, I love that, the fact that I see all the connections and everybody just knows each other's community. If your performance falls flat, it's my friends. They're gonna like hold me up. It's not like they're gonna fire me and never have me perform again. Yeah.
And there are some people, like recurring customers is how you really grow a fan base. You want people that are your fans and that you love too.
Yeah, if it's always new face, who's gonna sing those lyrics?
Right, exactly. Who's gonna sing the lyrics? And like at Smexy, there's this one group of people that comes every like few weeks, and they're always like, Lily, and they like give me the biggest hug, and they just love me, and I love them, and it feels kind and familiar, and I don't need random people all the time telling me how great I am. It doesn't mean as much as someone who knows you being like, I'm so proud of you, you know?
That's so crazy because you're coming from New York City to Taipei, so it's a huge jump to a way smaller pond.
Yeah.
Next time you go to New York for a while and you come back to Taiwan, we'll have this chat again, and I want to see your perspective again.
Yeah, I'm going in August, so.
All right.
Yeah. See you in September.
Yep. All right. How about we come back to your EP?
Okay.
Would you like to take a specific song of your choice or multiple, perhaps provide some background info, how it came to exist, why did you write it, what it means to you, why?
First, I'm going to like contextualize it a bit. I believe that every music song that's put out in the form of an EP or an album should have some reason that it's a part of an EP or an album, not just
So
a
you believe
single.
in concepts.
I do. It's like, why are we putting this together and expecting people to listen to the whole thing unless listening to the whole thing is going to have added value, you know? Whether that's some sort of thematic connection or kind of a storyline or something cyclical, like I try to put stories and sort of a resolution into my whole album. So, and I think of it like a circle, you know, it should start where it ended, but in a more elevated place. And so the first song in the EP, I always recommend that people listen in the dark with their eyes closed from top to bottom. It's only like 20 minutes long, so it's not like you're going to be given weeks of your time. But the first song is based off of Jewish melody called the nigun. Basically, nigunim are Jewish prayer melodies that use a similar kind of scale but can have any tune, and sometimes they have words and sometimes they don't, and people sing them together at something called Verbrangens often, which is like a Jewish hangout sesh, which is just such a great word, a Verbrangen. Like you eat food and you learn about Torah or something and you sing these songs and you sing them again and again on repeat, and you're supposed to be elevating more and more. And it's one of the only spaces that I find people aren't singing in a look at me kind of show context. We're singing together for a greater good, which is to praise
Sounds
God.
very shamanic, kind of like collective.
Yes, so there's lots of different versions of this in so many different religions, but I love these melodies and I love singing them. And so the first song is a melody that I created with no words, sort of that could fit into this musical world. And the reason why there's no lyrics is people need to say different things often, and when you put lyrics, it limits it to saying that thing. And of course it can be interpreted differently, but just instrumental music, it says so much. It allows people to add their own sort of context or meaning to it. And so it starts with the solo voice of myself and it ends with that same melody but in a group context. So there's so there's
layer
like,
voices.
Yeah, there's layered voices. It's almost like a choir, and there's the drums added, and it feels a little bit different. And so it's the same thing, but in a more elevated place, like more community, kind of how I envisioned it. And the second song is called But Quietly. And for me, when I write music, it comes from raw emotion. Like I'm sitting, feeling things, and I can't get it out until I write a song. It's never something that I'm like searching for, you know, and if I am searching, then that's not my day to write a song, you know. And so, or it's a day for me to write a different kind of song that maybe I'll sell to an artist, or something that isn't a representation of my soul.
Right.
And so like I just allow it to be poured out through me. I always write song lyrics and like melody and chords all together. It just happens like all at the same time, and usually I write songs within like 10-20 minutes. And I don't really go back. Like,
Wow.
songs that like come out of my soul, I'm like, this is how it's meant to be. It's perfect.
No way. Wow.
Almost to a toxic degree where if anyone says anything, I'm like, don't you dare talk about my song. Like,
It's finished, I
it's
said.
done. Like, I've become a little more open that maybe revisions are also part of that expression and like can also be a part of my soul being bared. But in Judaism, they say when you listen to someone's voice, you're seeing their soul. It's the purest version of their soul. So the next song, But Quietly, came from a time where I just was having a lot of feelings and I was feeling really sad, and I wanted to just like leave spaces, just like get out, but not in a way where, bye, I'm going, and everyone's like, why are you leaving? Are you okay? Well, there's so much talking around what you decide, and you always have to justify yourself. And so the lyrics say like, I want to disappear, but quietly. And there's a conversation of me and one of my best friends in the background, just talking about our lives and our love for each other. And at the end, you hear her be like, oh, I just love you so much. And then at the end, there's this like kind of uplifting part that the lyrics are like, I will not go quietly. Like, don't pretend that's what you believe. Sometimes it may be easier, but you don't have to please. And all the people in the world, all the beauties of the world, they deserve, and I deserve to be seen. And so even if there's this feeling of like, I want to get out, like, no, like I deserve to be seen, and all people do. And that's again kind of that cyclical healing that happens. And I wanna disappear, but quietly. The next song is called Let Me Breathe, and it's about, I COVID was happening, like it was the very beginning of COVID, and I was projecting my anxiety onto COVID. I was really scared that like, I wasn't scared that I was going to get it. I was going to be the scared that I was going to give it to a ton of people. And not only was like, they were going to fall ill, but that everyone would know me as like the girl that gave COVID to everyone.
The giver.
The COVID spreader, like patient zero. And anytime I'd feel like a little bit warm or a little bit sick, I would freak out. And I wrote this song as almost like a meditation mantra to myself to calm myself down, calm my breathing. And you actually said that that's what it reminded you of, which is crazy because I've never heard that before, but that's so beautiful. And there's a lot of repetitive words of like, I'm okay, like, I believe that I'm okay. And how could I let myself believe that there wasn't enough room for me? Like, so please let me breathe. I don't believe. And now I can live in peace. And it ends with half of a chorus being like, so please help me. And then there's just a breath, which is such a more beautiful way to talk about breathing, is to show it and breathe with people. And every time I listen to that song, I don't listen to it that much, to be honest. I try not to all the time. But at the end, I always find that my breath is synced up with that breath. Like you can't hear an audible breath and not breathe with it. So whether people realize it or not, like they're giving themselves the space to breathe, you know? And And the next song before the final melody is called The Beautiful Sun. And it's an upbeat song where I'm singing all these different parts, and it's like ba-da-beep-boop-bow, ba-da-ba-bow. It's just about like being in the sun and noticing it, you know, or so in my head. So much of the time I don't even notice the beautiful sun outside that's like shining for us sometimes.
Because you were
here in
breathing
Taiwan.
manually, and now you can enjoy everything.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's just a fun, upbeat little piece. And then it comes back to that melody, and we're back in our prayer zone, but all together now instead of alone.
It's wonderful. Very
Thanks.
conceptual, very...
Yeah.
Well, now I know there's difference between artists. Like, you know, everybody says, oh, I perform music, I'm an artist. But there's so much depth between some people. Some people just play music for, you know, just for fun. It's fun, right? That's what I would do.
Yeah, and that's great too.
Yeah,
and that
yeah.
has a time its
Of course.
place. And
It's so funny when you describe like a song passes through and it's the raw emotion, and then you decide there's like a little guard, Lili guard, who a song comes through in a car, and you're just like, no, you shall not pass. Like, okay, you can go this way, you can go this way. And it's so nice that you can produce such a great song in such short time without revision. It's just really, it comes from the deepest
it does.
soul place, hidden attic, and then it just being crafted, and then it comes out to the surface.
Yeah. And it's so much scarier that way, let me tell you. Like, I've done a lot of songwriting sessions with people that are kind of like you're saying, it's pure fun, and that's awesome. Like, I come in and we're like, we're going to write a song about, and we pick a topic, and we write lyrics about that emotion, and blah, blah, blah. And it's wonderful and it's fun, but it doesn't make me feel things, you know. Maybe it could make other people feel things, but it doesn't feel like me sharing from my genuine place of emotion. It's me talking about an emotion in a way that seems emotional or conceptual. And that music is great, but I don't think that's the kind of music that's going to like change the world, you know,
Right.
or connect with people on such a deep level, like my music that comes from my, like the depth of my stomach, you know.
No,
But to show music that comes from the depth of your stomach is so vulnerable. So easy for me to be like do a little dance and like look at people and like clap, and we're singing like fun music, and it's awesome and it's fun, and it's not really scary because I'm hiding behind this performance piece, versus when you're doing these songs that are just you in your most vulnerable form. If people don't like it, they don't like you. If people don't like your performance,
oh no,
they don't like your dance moves. Okay, like I can deal with that.
That sounds scary for sure.
It's really It's very scary.
No.
I recently did this dance project that is going to come out as a short documentary soon. By soon, I mean probably like a year, but that's soon.
Relatively.
Yeah. But I was really curious if two people could grow love for each other without ever speaking through art. And so we did
No way.
6 weeks of experimental sessions together where these two amazing dancers were just dancing together.
Never met,
They
never spoke a word.
Never spoke words.
They don't have each other's line.
They
or
didn't
anything?
have anything. Yeah. They didn't even have each other's Instagram. I was like, you can't follow. I would message every single person separately because I wanted to make sure that there was no overlap.
Not even a group chat.
No.
Wow.
They knew each other's names because
That's it, yeah.
I'd be like, this is this and this is this. And they would like shake hands and be silent. And I like was really curious whether two people that had really different xiangfas about the world, or like someone that's like conservative and liberal, like you see how people can't talk to each other. They don't see this other person as a worthy human. If art could surpass that and help them grow respect and love for each other. So of course these two people like didn't have such different of xiangfas. They're both professional dancers. They
Right.
both
There's
like
some, yeah.
Taiwanese, like, and so the whole documentary actually is in Chinese too, so there's gonna be like translated underneath subtitles. But it was funny, one of them at the beginning would be like, do you like the other one? It was a question we'd always ask during their interview portion. One of them would be like, yeah, of course I like this other person. And the other one would be like, I don't know him. And so you saw through the weeks as the person who was like, of course I like this person, it changed to a I like this person. And the person who was like, I don't know, it changed to I feel so comfortable with this person. Like they shared each other's like space and a lot of contact works, a lot of like their bodies for this amount of time, and you could see the mutual like comfort growing. So I'm curious to explore that.
That's wonderful.
through singing.
Scientific artsy experiment. Wow. That's really great. Because I believe that, and definitely, I mean, doesn't mean that they would be rationally happy together and everything, but there is something, as you said, even from seeing someone's soul because of their vocal expression or something. Like, just to give an example, like you'll see a girl, a guy or somebody, and you're just thinking, they're just normal, you know, like I don't have any special attraction, something, connection. Then they get on a stage, they kind of like present themselves, they sing, and suddenly like, oh my God, I love this person.
You know, I like hearing that perspective because sometimes that bothers me. Like, I find that before and after I sing, people have a very different level of interest in getting to know me. And I'm like, was I not worthy before?
You can't always look at it from your perspective.
So
Think about
true.
it. If I will give you an example. I work, right? And
Yeah.
I finish work, I'm tired.
Yeah.
It's been a long day.
Yeah.
You're completely different mindset.
Yeah.
You go see a performance. That brings you back to present. You breathe, you listen to the performance, and you're like, oh my God, life is beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so true.
Never think it's you.
Yeah.
It's us.
I'm like, why do you only want to get to know me now that you know that I can sing? Like,
Yeah, now that I'm a superstar, huh?
right. But now I see, maybe it's a change in them, not in a change in
Completely.
how they
I
see
can
me.
100% guarantee.
I like that. That's such a better perspective versus this like.
Unfortunately, I think I have last question. 2 more questions.
Okay, 2 more questions. Feeling crazy today.
All right. You kind of mentioned an answer to this. If you have any specific, speaking of people coming up to you and wanting to know you, or a bunch of 18-year-old Ais that were there and they love you, did you have any specific fan interaction that kind of just wow, like
This is such a great question.
talk to you in a way
Yeah.
that you thought, oh my God, like I'm doing something.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That is such a great question. I love it. Yeah. So many times. Like people come away from things being like, that was fun, or you're a good singer. This sounds so conceited, but I hear that all the time, you know, that compliment is nice. And I appreciate that people say that, but it doesn't move me.
Correct. Yeah.
Because it doesn't sound like it's moved them. So last weekend I put together an Amy Winehouse tribute event, and I watched over 10 hours of documentaries about her. She is just
phenomenal.
And it was the fame that broke her. People think it was the love of her life, Blake. I don't think it was that at all. It was the fame. Like people wanted her to be what they wanted her to be, versus allowing her to change and be herself. And we put together, there were interactive stations. There was like temporary tattoos, and interactive art piece, and a DJ playing like Amy Winehouse's inspirations, like their music. And then we had an hour of live music of her songs, and we threaded together different pieces from documentaries of her. So you would see her and who she was and how she talked about music, and then we would perform her music. And she was so fearless, and I felt fearless in that moment because of her. And so many people said to me, they were like, we know that she was in that room tonight. Like, you did her justice. Like, we know she was there. And this one woman came to me and she said, I've been going through a really hard time the past few years, and being here tonight, I feel so inspired and like awoken. Like, it woke me up. I knew that I needed to be here. I wasn't going to come, and someone dragged me, and I feel so inspired. I danced for the first time in like 3 years. And that literally my like, I'm getting butterflies in my tummy. Yeah, like that's it. That's why we do this. That's it. Because I personally believe that everyone is here to fulfill some sort of emotion or purpose that they are trying to live out. And then everyone has a different medium, and you use the talents you were given or where you are or your personality to bring that emotion across through that medium. And so for me, that's connection. For me, that's allowing people to, Amy always says this, like to forget about their problems for just 5 minutes and be present. It's that moment when you're in a concert where the audience is in the palm of the artist's hand, and there's this collective raised attention and energy, and you feel it. And that was there that night. That was so there. And so for people to feel that and then come and tell me that it's created a change in them, like, what more can you ask for? These group of people were so connected. And the boss there, he puts together 1 million events and is so busy. And he came to me, we're pretty good friends. And he was like, there's so much going on in my head all the time, you know, but once he started singing, like it all just faded away. What more can you ask for? Like, as a human.
Oh, Amy would be proud.
Amy would be so proud. And I'm so proud of her. And I'm sad that she passed away, not only because there was so much art that would have been created. I'm sad she passed away because she didn't get to be the human that she wanted to be. She didn't get to be a mom. She didn't get to be a wife. And at the end of the documentary, her security guard asked her, like, they're listening to songs, and he was like, you're so amazing. And she was like, thanks. Like, I really can sing. And he was like, yeah. And she goes, I would trade it all just to be able to walk down the street and have no one take my photo.
That's crazy.
I would trade it all. That just shows you, like, her humanness was, and she couldn't escape. Her humanness was completely taken away.
Wow, I never thought about it that way.
Yeah.
Wow. So there's downsides to being famous, huh?
So many.
All right, I'm out. Well, that's wonderful. Really, you did your homework, and you just not just do performance, but you actually watch stuff, presented it in a way that people are fully absorbing the experience. That's wonderful.
She deserves that.
I believe
Totally.
so.
Yeah.
Very last question.
Okay.
Do you have any wise words to pass on to future musicians, singers, anybody who's trying to be a star?
Keep trying, and don't be afraid to fail, because you will fail. I've failed and I'm still failing so many times, you know? The thing that I do have going for me is that I'm willing to keep trying.